Burgess here with Music Marketing TV, and today we're going to be looking at some vocal chop techniques you can do with Slicex. So let's dive right in. So first off, I have this vocal. It sounds like this. You are mine forever. And if we come over here, I have chopped it up in Slicex and then written this riff. So we're going to get into, how do you make a riff? How does this work? Essentially, you pick the region you want to play, you dump it in Slicex, and you can split it all up. And then you can retune the regions very quickly with these basically instantaneous slide notes. There is some post-processing. There's the Kilohertz course. This is a free course plugin. There's the OTT, again, free. There is a wave shaper. That is doing clipping. That's included with FL. And then the Pro R, which is a reverb by FabFilter. So if we get rid of all of these things, that was the original. And what's kind of cool is in this case, I'm treating it kind of like a generator for basically wavetables. I'm picking little sections to start from and then pitching it around. If we move the notes up and down some, so we have that kind of control. So let's dive into actually making a riff from scratch and going for this thing. So let's open up a Slicex. There we go. And so with this, we'll just grab the same sample. In fact, you can even see, I think this is the actual URL. It's a free sample. It was on Looperman, and that's where I got it. So once you have your sample, we need a couple regions to be able to trigger them. So I'm going to go ahead and click M, and it's going to ask me to name the markers. I don't know. So you just hit enter. It'll just name it marker 1. And now we have a marker. We'll do it again. Now we've got 2 markers, and you can even double click and hit M, and I believe it makes it where your marker's at. No, it does not. It still puts it at the front. Whatever. We need a few more. There's a way to also automatically generate these. But I find that doing this and sort of moving them around to spots you think will be interesting is often just more effective. So maybe something like this for now. And I'm going to kind of ignore this region over here. In fact, I'm going to make a new one and stick it over here. I don't know. Maybe we'll use this region over here. But these first ones look good to me. And if you move them around, you'll notice that they renumber themselves. Yeah, it's marker 2, and as I move it, it becomes marker 3. So that can be pretty handy. Okay, so now that we have some points picked out, let's go to a pattern that's not so crazy. Let's come up with a cool rhythm to work with. So I had this do-do-do. So why don't we do something similar? And, let's go for this piano roll. And there are per region effects you can have for each marker. And you can have them have different envelopes and things and hook them up and have them cut each other and a bunch of cool stuff, which sometimes I find myself reaching for. But for this, I tend not to need this stuff. Every now and then I'll use the filter on one region. But a lot of the time I want everything to be pretty uniform. So we don't need some of these more powerful aspects of Slicer. In fact, I think there's a way to... One of these UIs, I think, can hide this. There's a bunch of different UI views here. Yeah, see, there you go. You can just go with that one. This is really all we need. So with this picked out, let's go ahead and just to show you, when we click, it does light up the correct region. Oh, yeah, we want to avoid this second part here because pitching around something that's got, harmonies and things going, you're just asking for it. All right, so let's come up with a cool rhythm here. And the length, right, will matter because that'll change if it can go through how much of the chop it gets through. And let's go to a new one, get rid of this pattern. And let's do a long thing here. Why not? We'll do a long bit. And And let's come down now and begin to pitch this. Now you have to be aware that it's already at some note, right? There's already a note. So if you're writing in to go with a track, you're going to have to, when you write these offset notes, also adjust these. And so sometimes what you might do is drop it in something that can do some pitch correction and really quick do some of that so you can quantize it to notes that you're sure you know what they are. And then you could drop it in here. It's a lot easier to write. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to focus on making a cool riff and worry about that stuff later. So let's go ahead. So yeah, basically you have to click this little triangle up here. This makes it a glide note, which will have it glide to this marker. And if we make that really quick, it's basically like an instant jump. So let's move these around and find some spots we think will sound more interesting. Oh yeah, and we get this lovely tidbit. So when you move these around, you'll notice that it changes to hit each slice one after the other. And it basically will like make it as long as the slices. We don't want that. So what we can do is there's an auto dump button here. We want this off so that as we change the markers around, it's not updating the MIDI to reflect that marker piece. So yeah, just keep that off. And now we can move these around. Let's see if we can't find ourselves a more interesting thing. Okay, and stop playing there. Thank you. Oh, we'll lose these. We don't need them. Okay, so I'm just picking out a better palette of sounds that sort of work well together. Sometimes you want like breaths and things in there. You might find something cool, and the thing that you've picked that, you know, really rings good at a particular pitch if you bring it down. But this is pretty nice as a starting point. I like to get a kick going, and then we might experiment with some different rhythms. This one right here, I mean, it being hard, let's try lower. Okay, I actually kind of think this is kind of a neat effect, so let's go with that. So let's start to crush it a little bit so we get some more of that more sort of just brighter, straightforward sound. So the first thing let's do, what did I do on the last one? I don't even know. Let's grab a wave shaper. Let's first order of business, let's just squash it like nobody's business. So I'm going to bring this way down. This is essentially going to clip it at a specific level, and then we're going to bring up those high frequencies very quickly. And this is coming out the master and not channel 5. That's because this is not coming out of channel 5. So let's really quick do that. So we'll move this to 5. Okay. Let's also grab an OTT. You could do this with Maximus as well. OTT is just right in front of me. And let's just grab a verb. We will grab the, I grabbed the pro the first time. Let's just do it again. We want this to be much shorter. The mix will be brought way down. Okay, with our stack set up, we could come in here now and choose some different spots, see if we can find something cooler. I think we want this off. There we go. That's what you want to click. I think that's pretty dope. And the thing is, you can sit here forever and do different things. You can just refine it till you find something that you really dig. and then you start wanting to add more parts. Like this is pretty dope. Let's see if we can find another one. So I have a lot of already like chopped up things, but I have this gospel folder. There's these one shots, and some of them are like, we're looking for solos. Something like this. This kind of stuff will work well. Now it's only got, there's only really 2 things going on here. So, and we have it made for 4 regions. Let's see if we can find a longer one. Yeah, something like that, maybe. And we need to turn this back on. So when I hit M, it works. So we'll do one right there. And we'll do one right there. Right now, what's going on over there? Let's find out. One over here. All right. That's actually pretty dope right there. So yeah, but once you have your chain set up, it's really just a matter of going through and figuring out what's going to sound really cool and then just running with it. So that's how I use it a ton. By far the most common way I use it. It's very handy. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos, and have a blessed day.